A bucket list, it's not about dying, but really, it's about living. What's on your bucket list? And do you believe in them?
The thing that I would like to do would be to have a vacation in Alaska and fly into a beautiful lake and land on the lake and take off from the lake. I have flown a lot and different things like a hot air balloon, Learjet, a helicopter, but I have not yet been able to do a seaplane. So yes, I would like to have a seaplane ride.
Yeah, bucket list can be empowering and also could just be like something like that gives you a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, that tests your limits. Like it could be something like jumping out of a plane and skydiving. That's not mine, but I would stick with the traveling and to stay financially aware and financially stable. Like that's a bucket list that's ongoing. Financial independence.
However, if a bucket list is more like just this idea of having goals and dreams that you would like to come true, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it's healthy to have goals and things that you want to achieve. But I think from a Christian perspective, also being willing to lay those things down, knowing that we're not living life for now, but more with an eternal focus, and that it's not really about us and having fun, but about doing what God's will is for our life.
I think that bucket lists are good for like showing what you wanted when you were younger, like for me, you know. If you're older, I think it's just a good idea just to plan out what you want, but it shouldn't become like, I don't know, your main goal. You shouldn't get like tunnel vision on it, because there's just a lot of better, and sometimes like better things come about, you know, than what you planned. But I'd say I don't have a bucket list, and I don't really want to make one, because it just sounds like too much work.
I don't really have a bucket list as such, because I've been kind of blessed to visit many places and do many fun things in my past 75 years. When we decide to do something that is within our budget, we plan it and we do it. So having a bucket list seems to give some people an added incentive to do things that they'd like to do. And these things often put them in debt and are not always feasible. So that might lead to some people to have some disappointments.
So nothing you want to do?
I guess skydive? I don't know.
Okay, that's a bucket list. There we go. Vince?
I don't know. I have to think about this.
Something you want to do?
Yeah, it's 30 seconds ago. Can you give us some time to think? You just literally pulled out your phone. You're like, bucket list, go.
I'm gonna go skydiving. I'm gonna go backpacking around Europe. I'm going snorkeling.
Wow.
I need to go
She knows.
get my pilot's license.
Hey, that's like a
Wow, she knows.
Hike like a really treacherous mountain, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, do
That's awesome.
I want to get eaten by a shark.
I got one now. I'm gonna grow out my hair longer than Kylie's.
That would be impressive. I already did mine.
Another thing on my bucket list was to become a physician. So I was able to get into med school and become a physician, and ultimately specialize in emergency medicine, which was another thing on my bucket list. Since then, I've had a number of other things that have come up on my bucket, including starting a business and doing research and things that can help people out. So I've been able to do that, start a nonprofit, start some clinics around the world, and volunteer in other countries. So I think all these things have been things that have been on my list. Now, I think it's important to have a bucket list. I believe in it because I think it allows you to focus your attention and make sure that you accomplish what you do in life. Life is short, and if we don't focus on certain things, we won't get them done.
I'm trying to address your bucket list, although we've never really made one. I've never had one. About the only time I've thought about it was I watched a movie one time about a bucket list. But we've always pretty much tried to live pretty close to within our means, and when we've wanted to do something, we've planned it and gone out and done it. So I guess that makes me kind of weird, and Mom too, because we don't even think about things that we can't do. And I guess if we had put anything on our bucket list, mine would be to maybe travel to Scotland someday and go back to where family originally started. So that's about it and all I can think of.
So a bucket list is a list of things you really want to get done before you die. Is there anything you want to get done before
Yes, I want to go to Hawaii.
Okay. What about you, Eliana?
I want to learn how to read and eat really yummy food and go to a fun place and eat a macaroni.
Oh, okay. Is there anything you really want to do before you die?
Compete in the Olympics or gymnastics, maybe.
Go into the Olympics?
For gymnastics, maybe.
Ooh, okay.
Hello, my name is Brad and I am 40, and I believe in a bucket list. Mine has kind of changed to more realistic. I think initially one thing, for example, I was on a climbing kick and I wanted to climb every highest peak in the world. And realistically, that probably isn't gonna happen. Like Everest, that's a big, jump. So I kind of tailored it to I would like to visit every, be on the mountain of all the big ones in the world. Same thing with swimming in every ocean. I think that would be fun, and it kind of goes in line with, I just like to travel and see the world and experience different cultures, and I enjoy that. So I guess those are two examples of things on my bucket list, and I think that they're a good thing to have because it kind of keeps you on track with doing stuff that you like to try to do before you die. So yeah.
I am Corbin and I am 6, and on my bucket list I want to do a wipeout thing.
A wipeout thing?
With my dad.
Oh, like an obstacle course?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, thank you.
And one of the things I would want to do is play volleyball and softball. Which is
on your bucket list?
On my bucket list.
Cool. Anything else?
To play basketball, too.
Okay. So lots of sports. All right, thank you.
And be a gymnast.
Oh, in gymnastics? Do flips and stuff?
List. Everybody tells me how beautiful Italy is, but it has a lot of hills, and I'm not for hills anymore. So scratch that one. I just want to be, my bucket list is just to stay healthy and take life as it comes and just be happy there in that place. Scooby, what's your bucket list? Do you have a bucket list? Do you have a bucket list? What do you think of bucket lists?
Yeah, I'm trying to find one. I don't
Hey.
see a bucket.
Up here. Look. Hey, do you want a bucket list?
So can you tell us, what is a bucket list to you? What's it mean?
Well, it means the desires of your heart and the things that you'd like to accomplish. I have felt since I was a little girl and been run over by a school bus that I owed God my life, and so I wanted to be a missionary. Then a real special thing God put in my bucket that every woman wants, and that is a husband who loves her. And God gave me a very, very special man when I was 36 years old. And then another thing that I never would have dreamt of for my bucket were twin boys, Caleb and Joshua, that were born 2.5 years later. I consider that my bucket was very, very full of things that God decided to put in them.
So the last question, because we're getting on 10 minutes here. So last question is, do you feel that it's good to have a bucket list? Do you believe in them or do you not believe in them?
Well, I believe in them. And for most people, it would be a normal thing to have desires and wishes and hopes for their life. But in my case, I decided to just leave it up to God. And so He's the one that filled my bucket.
Please excuse the way I look. I'm not doing so well today. Seeing how I'm dying, my bucket list is real simple. And I know I'm not going to be able to get it done, but I would love to have my nails done and get a pedicure before I go. Because I'm at the end of my life, and that's the way it is. But, okay, I love you.
I find my little list to be ever-changing, as am I. So now I say to you, my friend, do you want to capture the feeling of meeting fear in the face and overcoming it? Go skydiving. Do you want to learn about the vast cultures of the world and be inspired by the people along the way? Then pack your bags and travel. Do you want to stay close to home and just raise a family of your own? Then do it in love and enjoy every moment. Just find what makes you happy, what challenges you, or what your purpose is in this life, and just go do it. Call it a bucket list, or how about simply just call it your journey, your story, you. And it's okay if it changes every once in a while.